in previous session, we already have seen ki what are the things we are going to cover and what are the rules and regulations we have. In last session, I think I forgot to tell you ki this each and every session, what basically we are delivering, this will be record. Okay, and uh, and once the session will be over, so after 1 hour or 2 hour, you will get the email notification. I will. You guys just do one thing. You just go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and set the notification on, so that after 1 hour or 2 hour, when the team will upload the video on the YouTube channel or YouTube playlist, then automatically you will get the notification. So that by any chance, if you miss the session or due to some network issue, if you are not able to join, so you no need to worry about that. Video will be there. Okay, understood?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, so in previous session, as we already discussed, this course is basically start from the introduction of the remote sensing, then go to the GIS, and then go to the hands-on training. So why, first of all, we need to understand one thing, why we required the remote sensing or what is the remote sensing. Because directly if we will discuss about the GIS, then definitely it will not fair, because the reason is, without remote sensing we cannot think about the GIS. First remote sensing, then after GIS. Why we need the remote sensing? What is the remote sensing? So, this thing, the discussion of the remote sensing, we are going to cover in four different part. What is remote sensing? How remote sensing work? Where we can implement the remote sensing? And why we are doing the remote sensing? To make the session more interactive, maybe I can ask you some question. So please come forward and present your views, because each and everyone have different kind of experience. Some people are coming from the urban development, some are coming from the rural development, some are coming from the utilities. So each and everyone have different perception of the GIS, different views on the technology. So this is a good platform where basically we can share our experience, we can share our thought, we can share our views on the technology. So here, first I'm going to start what is the remote sensing. Can anyone tell me, or anyone have any knowledge about what is the remote sensing? Without the definition, okay, I don't need definition, just in the as a layman language, what is the remote sensing? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me what is the remote sensing? Anyone can try.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hai.
Okay, so remote sensing is basically about obtaining information from satellites.
Okay. Okay, anyone else?
So, like she said, remote sensing is simply trying to get different kind of information from the satellite, and it depends on on how cloudy the space is. I mean, how if there are clouds on the space. So that simply means that the information or the data that we are going to be getting from the satellites will not be clear enough. So will not be sufficient, or the quality will not be what you are expecting. So a cloudy space will not give you a quality data set.
Okay, okay, great. So, to understand the technology, what is the remote sensing, I will take a very means a small example. Everyone have the television, TV, na LED, and as you know, previously, if we want to change the channel, if we want to increase or decrease the volume, so we need to go to near to the television, and using the button or using the knob, we can increase or decrease the volume. We can change the channel. But after some time, one thing comes in the picture, that is the remote control. Remote control is basically what? Remote control. Remote control means far from the object. Remote means what? Remote means far from the object. Control means, as you know, controlling means changing the volume, increase, decrease the volume, changing the channel. I mean, these all things is basically what? This is the controlling. Remote control means you can control the television without touching it. Now, after that, if I come to the remote sensing, remote meaning is same, far from the object. Sensing means getting the information. Sensing means what? Sensing means getting the information. So, if I ask you ki what is the remote sensing, so we can tell like remote sensing is the technology, or remote sensing is a science, in that we are getting the information of the object. We are getting the information of the object without any physical intervention, without any physical touch. Understood? What is the meaning of the remote sensing? Remote sensing is the technology using that we can get the information of any object without any physical contact, without touching the object. So that is what? That is the remote sensing. You you can take the photo of the Burj Khalifa. You are getting the information about the Burj Khalifa without touching the Burj Khalifa. You are taking any photograph for any object. It means you are getting the information of that object without touching. So mobile is also what? Ultimately, using the mobile, you are doing the remote sensing. You are using the remote sensing technology. Remote sensing technology means this is not only about the satellite. Remote sensing technology is getting the information of the object without any physical touch or without any intervention. Now we will come to what is the remote sensing. So as I told you, remote sensing is the science, or remote sensing is the art to obtain the information without touching. Now here we can get the information about any object. We can get the object about any area. We can get the information about any phenomenon. Here, one thing now we understood, what is the remote sensing? Forget about the satellite. I am not talking about the satellite. We will come on satellite later. But important thing is, what is remote sensing? So remote sensing is this, and what we can do with the remote sensing, we can get the information about the object, we can get the information about the area, we can get the information about the phenomenon. Now after that, important thing is why we need the remote sensing. Before going too deep in the why we require the remote sensing, some more things I just want to tell you. You can basically get the information about any object. Once you reach to that particular object, you can observe this object and you can get the information. But there are some situation where you cannot reach to the object. Maybe if you want to get in some information about the valley, you want to get some information about any hill area. Let's suppose in the hill area some aeroplane accident happened. Now there is a valley, no one can go in deep in that valley. How we can get the information? So the important thing is, our target is to get the information far from the object, so that there are many places where human cannot reach. In that situation, we can use different devices, we can use different platforms and do the remote sensing, and remote sensing will provide you the information. Why we require the remote sensing? Systematic data collection. Let's suppose if I will take simple example, I am taking a photograph, or maybe you guys already know about the drones. We can get the photo, we can get the images using the drone. What is this? This is also a kind of remote sensing, correct? Am I right? Am I right or wrong?
Yes. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Correct. So we
Yes.
can get the information using the drone. We can get the information using the mobile. I can take the photo. I can get the information. That is also a kind of remote sensing. So, for example, I have a very big farm. In that farm, my people are doing farming. Every 6 months or every 4 months, I want to get the health of the plant. And my farm is very big. Then instead of going and check manually each and every plant, if I will take the image using the drone, if I will take the image using the drone and do some analysis and get the crop health. So if someone want to do this thing in every 3 month, every 4 month, daily, every 2 days, so this is called a systematic data collection. So we can use the remote sensing technology and we can get the information. Information about 3 dimensions of the real object. This is also a very good use of the remote sensing. So whenever we are doing the remote sensing, so if you have facility in your equipment, we can get what? We can get the 3D information. Repeatability. Same thing what I explained you. If we want to get the information in repeated way, then easily we can do with the help of the remote sensing. Global coverage. Global coverage means it will give you, if you will take or if you are going to get the information about the plant health, maybe at a time you can get the information about 4 5 10 plant. But if I will take the photograph using the drone, then I can get the crop health for entire farm. So the global coverage is there. Solution for inaccessible area. Whatever the area where human cannot reach, there we can use the technology, remote sensing and get the information. Multi-purpose information. Whenever we are getting the drone data, so even you guys already heard that if we have the drone data or if we have the satellite data, we can we can do many kind of analysis. We can find out the water logging, we can find out the undulation, we can find out the crop health, we can find out the urban area, rural area, we can find out the urban development. So there are many things, many information we can get with the help of the remote sensing. Get coverage and accuracy. Definitely, whenever we will use the remote sensing, we will get the data, we will get a good coverage and with good accuracy. Temporal data collection. Temporal data collection means if we, as I already told you, what is the meaning of the temporal data? Temporal data means if you are going to collect data in specific intervals, then that is called the temporal data. After that, this is a cost effective. Definitely, if you have a big farm and you are doing or you want to do some analysis, then definitely remote sensing is the very cost effective technology. Now after that, where we can use the remote sensing, so mapping of the assets means if let's suppose you want to create the building footprint, you want to create the building footprint, so you can use the drone images, you can use the remote sensing technology and you can mark the building footprint, you can mark different kind of assets. Military surveillance, this is very good example. If we want to, if we want to do the surveillance, specifically in military, people are using the drones, people are using the satellites for the military surveillance. Business studies. For the doing the business studies, we are using the remote sensing technology. Renewable natural resource mapping. So wherever we have the renewable natural resources, Using the remote sensing technology, either through the drone data or through the satellite data, we can easily map all these resources. Non-renewable resources exploration as well, we can do with the help of the remote sensing. Agriculture and horticulture studies, as I already told you, we can easily do or we can easily analyze crop health. Using the crop health, we can find out कि, okay, this time what will be the yield of the crop. Global change reduction and evaluation. If I will give you two images for the 2024 and 2025, so easily using some analysis, we can find out where we have the change detection. Environmental assessment and monitoring. Environmental assessment and monitoring. So we can find out the environmental assessment. We can do the environment analysis and monitoring also. Because of the remote sensing technology only, we are getting this weather condition, weather report. There are behind this what? Behind this is the remote sensing. Now, after that, the most important thing is basically how we are doing the remote sensing. So, before going to discuss about how we are doing the remote sensing, first I will ask you some question. Let's suppose if you want to take the photograph in night time, correct? If you want to take the photograph in night time, so can you get the proper information or not using the mobile?
Yeah, it's possible, but for you to get proper information, that is for you to get the clearer picture of what you are taking, you need light.
Correct. So it means कि let's suppose if in your mobile, let's suppose in your mobile there is no flash. Flash is not there. If flash is not there, then definitely we cannot get the proper information. Correct? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
You are very
So
correct.
yeah, so it means if you want to get the information, so there is a very big role of the light. There is a very big role of the light, or there is a very big role of the energy source. Light, we are telling light to the energy source, and the light means energy source. So if we want to get the information, so there is a very important role of the energy source. If energy source is not there, then we cannot get the information. If energy source is not there, then we cannot get the information. So this is the situation when we are going to take the photo using the mobile. Same thing with the satellite also. So satellite is taking the information, or using the satellite, we are getting the information about any area. But the most important thing is, that time there should be a energy source. And everyone knows the free energy source is what? The free energy source is what?
Sunlight.
Sunlight. Sunlight is the free energy source. So whenever any country is launching the satellite, any company, any country, okay, either India or Pakistan or Russia, any country. If whenever any country is launching the satellite, so they are planning in such a way कि whenever sunlight will come on the country, whenever sunlight will come on the country, then only satellite will pass through the country. Got my point? Otherwise, what will happen? Your total money will be waste. If the sunlight is there, your satellite is not there. If the satellite is there, then maybe there is a night time. So always, whenever any country is launching the satellite, so they are programming in such a way कि whenever sunlight will come to the country, that time only satellite will cover the country. Then free of cost, without any energy source, without any basically paid energy source. Okay. Without any paid energy source, free of cost energy source, sunlight is there, we can use and we can get the information. Now, after that, whenever we are getting the information, like here you can see the sunlight is coming here, and after that, it is reflecting, and that reflectance is catch by the satellite, and after that this satellite will send this information to the ground station. And when this satellite will send information to the ground station, then ground station will process the information, and this will provide you the image. That image we are saying this is a satellite image. Here we have shown some in detail. We like remote sensing process. This is the earth. Here we have the sun. These are the main component of the remote sensing. Okay, these all are the main component of the remote sensing. So first is the sunlight. Sunlight is called what? Sunlight is called the energy source. Sunlight is our natural energy source. So if we will use the natural energy source, then costing will be low. We will basically in next session, we will discuss about ki if let's suppose sunlight is not there. If sunlight is not there, then how satellite will get the information? So here the first component is the sunlight. Sunlight means basically this is the energy source. Whatever the energy is coming from the sunlight, that energy will hit to the building, to the trees, to the water body, to many different places. And after that, this energy will cross the atmosphere. This energy will cross the entire atmosphere, and our satellite, our satellite will collect these energies, and then these energies will send to the control station or ground station. In ground station, when this energy will receive, ground station will do some processing and convert this energy to the image. Convert this energy to the image, and that image we are using for our application, or that images we are using for the GIS, or that image we are using to identify and create point, line, polygon, all these things. So this is what? This is the main component of the remote sensing process. Or mainly whenever you go for an interview, their interviewer can ask you the question ki what are the main component of the remote sensing. So the main component of the remote sensing is the sunlight, earth feature, atmosphere, satellite, antenna receiver, and computer analysis. Using the computer analysis only, we are the person or the technician will convert the energy source or energy to the images, and that images we are using for different application. So these are the component of the remote sensing: energy source, or illumination, radiation and the atmosphere, interaction with the target, recording of energy by sensor, transmission, reception and processing, interception and analysis and application. So basically, the satellite satellite is basically one thing always remember, satellite is basically just a carrier. Satellite is what? Satellite is just a carrier, or satellite is just a platform. Satellite is not capturing anything. In the satellite, we have sensors. In the satellite, we have sensors. These sensors are only creating, sorry, these sensors only getting the information in the form of the energy source and transfer this to the ground station for the further processing. Satellite will never basically do anything. Satellite is just a platform. On satellite, we have the sensors, and these sensors are basically capturing the information in the form of the energy source and sending this information or sending this energy to the ground station, and ground station will convert this energy to the images. So these are the major component of what? These are the major component of the remote sensing. I will share you one URL also. So in that URL, whatever the satellite currently are there, so you can see those satellites. Okay, this is the satellite viewer, and even I don't know, I will check, because there you can find out in your country when the particular satellite will pass from your country, when your satellite will pass from the particular area. So these are the things people are doing analysis with the help of the this satellites. Okay guys, understood till this point?